G'day guys, Mr. Oz Adventure here, coming at you today with another video from Tasmania. This time from Penguin in the north of Tasmania, where I'd camped the night right on the edge of Bass Strait, looking over the water. It was a beautiful spot, nice, peaceful and relaxing, just taking in the ocean surrounds. This whole area is really scenic with lots of roads just hugging the coastline. So I wanted to explore a little bit of the area on my last day in Tasmania. But first I had to go into the town of Penguin itself to grab some breakfast. Yeah, Penguin. A little police box there. Interesting. And, of course, a penguin. The only thing I had firmly planned for my last day in Tasmania was to go and visit some family, just inland from Wynyard, which was further west up the coast from Penguin. I didn't have to be there until late morning, so this gave me the time to just cruise about the coast and just explore a little bit. So I headed east in the opposite direction, back towards Devenport for a little bit, just checking out the coastline and following the train line that runs along the coast there, before turning around and heading back through Penguin again, seeing old Ray from the V-Strom group, waving goodbye to him, and then heading west up the coastline through Burnie towards the little town of Wynyard. Some of this road I'd already been on this trip, on the third day that I was in Tasmania, heading west over towards Stanley for the start of the V-Strom meetup. That was in a big group ride and I was just following the leader. This time I was able to slow it down, just take a few little side roads here and there, and explore a little bit more. So I turned off into the town of Wynyard and just cruised along the water there. This is a town that I'd never been to before, but I'd heard a lot about from my dad before he passed away. He was a regular visitor to this part of Tasmania, visiting the family that were here. He was over helping my great uncle do a lot of work around his property, doing a lot of building jobs for him. He made several trips over here in his last years before he passed away. I'd never been here myself, and I hadn't seen my great uncle and auntie for over 30 years. They were getting very old, and I thought this is a good opportunity to see them probably for the last time, and also to visit the place that my dad had been to and told me so much about. I'd seen lots of photos of the place, and I just wanted to check out the place for myself, talk about my dad, and just catch up with some family members that hadn't seen me since I was a teenager. Just about 10 minutes inland from Wynyard is a rural area called Calder. They lived at the bottom of a valley down a steep dirt road. There was some great riding. It was good to get one last little bit of dirt in on this trip in Tassie before I headed back to the mainland. It was a cool little ride down the steep road, crossing some bridges, winding my way through forest. It really is a secluded, even though it's not far from the main highway, only about 15 minutes from the coast, you felt like you were in the middle of absolutely nowhere. It really was pretty remote. Eventually I found their place and spent a few hours there catching up. Eventually it was time to head off again. I still had plenty of hours left in the day to go and explore some more. So I was back up the dirt road again, enjoying the scenery and giving it a little bit more stick, going back up the hill on the gravel than I had coming down the steep road. It was nice to just give it a little bit of a gutful and throw some dust out the back behind me. When I got to the top, it was decision time. Do I just head back towards the coast, make my way back towards Devenport and get there nice and early, ready to catch the ferry? Or do I go and explore more? The choice was simple, really. Alright, so I'm out in the countryside behind Wynyard in Tasmania. In behind Burnie and Wynyard, up in the hills. A little place called Calder. There's not a lot here, but my family live in Calder, down a winding dirt road down there in the valley below. Way down in the valley below. It's vastly different countryside down there compared to up here, I can tell you. Going the quick way to Devenport,
I'm not doing that. I've still got a few hours to get there. If I get there within 3 hours, that'll be good. So I'm going that way into the hills, plotted a route through the hills, through some little towns, towards Devenport. Let's see where that takes us.
For those of you who have been watching this video series the whole time, you might recall 12 videos ago I was on a group ride from Stanley into Tasmania's west coast, and we went via the Hellyer Gorge, the twisting, turning, glorious piece of road on the edge of Tasmania's west coast wilderness. Now this was an awesome ride back when I did it earlier in this trip, but it was slow and there were lots of bikes in front of me holding up. It was a group ride. After visiting my family and staring at the map for a little bit and working out what I was going to do next, I'd worked out that I was only like 40 minutes from Hellyer Gorge, and I had a great opportunity here to explore some more back roads in Tasmania's north, cutting across towards Hellyer Gorge where I could do the twisty bit of that road once more, this time on my own, at my own speed, and just get one last little bit of twisty fun in before I had to head off to the ferry. I'd plotted a route that would take me out there, do the twisty bit of Hellyer Gorge, and then cut back across on some more back roads, doing some more exploring as I headed towards Devenport. I can tell you, I'm so glad I chose to do that rather than just head straight to Devenport the easy way and get to the ferry way too early. Man, what a great ride it was. The weather was perfect, the roads were perfect, there was hardly any traffic on the road. The roads, I just had them all to myself. It was amazing. It's such an awesome way to end my time in Tasmania. After that great ride, it all had to come to an end though, and I had to make my way to Devenport. I grabbed myself something to eat close to the ferry, and then it was time to board. Well, I'm on board the Spirit of Tasmania. I have left Tasmanian soil. You can tell I've been camping for the last 3 nights. Everything is flat. Got so much shit. Oh man, I didn't want to leave. I love Tasmania. Geez, it was good. So many good roads everywhere you go. There's just not a bad road anywhere. Like even the short little main roads are often just winding and twisty and fun. And oh man, I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty tired. So in a way, I'm sort of glad that I'm going back to the mainland and back to a bit of reality, because it's been full on. If I was going to do this long-term travel on motorbike thing, I definitely wouldn't be doing it as hard as what I did the last couple of weeks. I knew I didn't have much time, so I just pushed myself, go the whole time. You had to, just to see as much as possible. There's so much I didn't get to see that I wanted to see. There's so many roads I didn't get to ride that I wanted to ride. But I also did other things that I didn't plan on doing. There were other things that were very, very cool that I didn't even know about. So it was definitely an amazing journey around Tasmania. The last day today was spent seeing family, and then on the way back just winding my way through the country roads. Found my way along the beach again, and then just cruised into Devenport, got a bite to eat, and then just queued up for the ferry, where I bumped into a few other V-Strom guys that have been over here for the same time that I have. They were on the ferry with me 13 days ago. There's 5 of us from the group on this boat. There was a few yesterday. I think pretty much every day there's been someone leaving. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I think that might be the last of us. Anyway, I'll go up deck and get some footage and wave a sad goodbye to Tassie. Well, 13 days ago this was my first sight of Tassie. Now it's going to be my last sight of Tassie. How to do a U-turn in a massive ship in a small river. I hope you got good parking sensors on the end of the boat. It only just fits sideways in this river. It's really impressive. I was wondering how they're going to do it. I thought they might have to reverse out the river. Yep, that's water, nothing but water all around us everywhere, and that is the moon, and it is dark, and we are going at a great rate of knots. It hammers along pretty quickly, this boat, I tell you. There's nothing to see out there but water. So I'm going to bed. I'll see you when we get to Melbourne. Well, hello again, mainland Australia, back in Melbourne. It was a quick little sail, didn't seem to take long when you sleep half the night. Pretty smooth sailing, didn't feel a thing really. Easy as. Look at the sun coming up over there, over Mount Dandenong. It's going to be a glorious day in Melbourne town. Back on mainland Australia. Tasmania was epic. Let's get off this boat and continue the adventures northward home. Journey back to Queensland has well and truly begun now. I'm on the road that's going to take me into New South Wales. The absolutely fabulous Bonang Highway. 105 kilometres of twisting roads coming up. Man, I've been going through burned out area for so long now. This is such a good workout, this road. Just bend after bend after bend. But yeah, there's just so much devastation I've been riding through. It just goes on and on and on.